Shalom, shalom, Yasharal, it's your brother Mashayat, coming at y'all with a quick edifying video through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakodash. So I want to go into this article. It says, son killed mother with her own gun as she slept because he was upset about her taking his cell phone away. So I just want to dive into this article, just going into the madness, especially dealing with this youth, with the dealing with the youth, and when it comes to these electronics like phones, video games, a simple cell phone, TVs getting taken away because they might have done something and they're punished, but they can't even take the punishment anymore. They gotta just revert to being a demon and murdering. But it says, a man will spend the next 3 decades, 30 years, behind bars for killing his mother because he was mad about losing phone privileges. And there was this video of Andrew Tate saying that, and it's a true statement. Now, a lot of stuff he says be off the rail and a lot of pride in his interviews, but he does say some spot on points. He said that a weak man is a very dangerous man, and I can't agree with him more with that statement. A weak man is very dangerous because he can't control his emotions, like this guy right here, and they just automatically revert to violence because they can't control their damn emotions. But it says on Monday, Sean Tyler Willies, 21, pleaded guilty to 1 count of murder in the 2nd degree for the matricidal shooting on April 20th, 2020. On April 20th, 2020, deputies with the Anderson County Sheriff's Department found Sandy K. Wait, this was in 2020? Anyway, I'll still read it. It says on April 20th, 2020, deputies with the Anderson County Sheriff's Department found Sandy K. Wills, deceased, in her own bed at her home on Andes Ridge Road in Rocky Top, a tiny town located roughly 26 miles northwest of Knoxville. The woman had been shot with her own gun at close range on the left side of her head while she slept. Immediately after pleading guilty, Sean Wills was sentenced to 30 years in state prison. Parole is typically a possibility for such a sentence in the volunteer state. See, that goes to show you that this so-called justice system is a bunch of bullshit. Because why is he even getting an opportunity to get parole? He put his mom to death. His ass need to be put to death. That's what you call justice, according to the law of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But we in Babylon, so this ain't surprising at all. But it's very ironic that they call it the justice system, but yet they're going to try to offer a murderer parole to get off of his sentence. But it says, I'm gonna read this paragraph again. It says, immediately after pleading guilty, Sean Wills was sentenced to 30 years in state prison. Parole is typically a possibility for such a sentence in the volunteer state. After serving at least 10 years in the present case, however, the defendant will serve 100% of his time, according to a press release issued by District Attorney General Dave Clark. But even still, if he's going to serve those 30 years in prison, that's still not justice, because his ass need to be put to death. He put somebody to death, he need to be put to death. According to the scriptures, whatever a man soweth, that must he also reap. But it says, when the defendant committed the crime, he was only 16 years old. In exchange for agreeing to plead guilty, prosecutors reduced the charge from first-degree murder to second-degree murder. On the day in question, Sean Wills called his girlfriend and told her he discovered his mother lying in bed and covered in blood. The girlfriend's father arrived at the residence and checked on Sandy Wills, according to court documents obtained by Knoxville-based NBC affiliate WBIR. Finding her unresponsive, he called law enforcement. During the investigation, the son, who was the primary suspect, gave numerous conflicting stories, but the subterfuge did not last long. In May 2020, the killer confessed to a chilling, planned-out slaying during a voluntary interview with Detective Don Scuglia. Yo, these names and these words, we need to get the hell out of here. I'm so tired of this English bastardized language, man. I want to go back to it speaking the fluent Lashawan Kodash, because that just flows. This English is just all over the place. But it says Sean T. Wills confessed to taking his mother's pistol from off of her nightstand as she was asleep. A juvenile court petition filed in the case reads, Sean took the pistol downstairs as to conceal the sound of loading it. Then Sean returned back upstairs to his mother's room. Sean walked around the victim's bed to the opposite side of the room, positioned himself alongside her bed, and shot her at close range on the left side of her head, thus causing her death. It says, during the investigation, authorities determined Sean Wills shot his mother twice after she came home tired from working a night shift. According to the prosecutor's office, the killing occurred after the defendant became upset because his mother took his cellular phone away from him. The defendant protested losing access to his phone, but Sandy Wills eventually just went upstairs and went to sleep. The victim's obituary remembers her fondly. Alright. I'm almost done anyway. I was about to stop. But it says, this shocking crime demanded justice, and I am happy that it has been resolved as well as the law will allow. Clark said in a statement, we remain grateful for the support of this grieving family that has suffered a wound that cannot heal. The victim's family was present in the courtroom during the sentencing hearing and was pleased with how the case was resolved. According to the prosecutor's office, the sentencing in the case was heavily influenced by restrictions Salakia, on punishments for juvenile murderers in Tennessee, the prosecutor added. And the quick two precepts that I want to pull is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 22. And it says, an angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man aboundeth in transgression. And then the last one is 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 8. And it says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and monstrous women shall bring forth monsters. And with that, Yasharal, I pray y'all brothers and sisters were edified with this quick lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Shalom.